good
Nick
one.
had a lot of
Nick had a lot of opportunities.
Nick has had a lot of opportunities.
You say he's a gooner.
Using the access, you got
Gooner.
Yeah, no, Nick has had a lot of opportunity to be in a very closed off relationship, and he got there, and then she's racist.
And,
So does Gen Z communicate better? I think we were talking basically what ended up happening. We're gonna get into Doom of the Day. Love Island's been popping off, and we wanted to utilize some of the things that have just played out on the show to have our broad conversation about our generation and our dating standards.
Right? This is the question that came to me that Alan presented to me the other day. Right? We were sitting. I was on my phone. He was like, "Yo," I was like, "What's good, my nigga?" I'm thinking the nigga dying. I'm thinking he's about to tell me like he been bawling his eyes out because he can't see Ace and shit. You know what I mean? And he was like, let me read it word for word. He said, "Is Love Island a reflection on the current state of dating?" Ooh. And I was like, "Ooh, you low-key cooking." And that's what, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't know, right, if you don't understand what we talking about, right? Love Island is a show, right? A reality TV show where you basically go on a show, you on this little island for a certain amount of weeks, and you're trying to find love amongst a whole bunch of different people, different backgrounds, etc. Right? There's been a lot of stuff happening, and we've been following through the entire thing. This is like basically this entire time that the show's been going on. And we are now basically at the finale, right? I think it's only like 2 or 3 more episodes, and then we'll be at the finale for this season. So the question got posed to me and Alan. Is Love Island and the things that have been happening on Love Island a reflection of dating and how we date as, I guess, I'm just going to say Gen Z, but I'm basically talking about anybody between the ages of like, I would say 18 to like 20, I say like 30, 18 to like 30, right? I think that's a good, whatever, right? First things first, right? Let me catch you all up at where we are in the story, right?
Yes, do tell.
Where we are in the story is Taylor, right? So obviously everybody's coupled up. Everybody's in a couple, right?
That one bitch got sent home.
Yeah. Everybody's coupled up, right?
Shorty them with the slur.
So the other day, right? This week basically starts because one of the main top girls on the show, Sierra, gets voted off because she said a slur in like an Instagram story, a post or something.
Yeah, it was an Instagram story.
First of all,
I
was already like, God damn it, because one, she bad. Two, she was from Chicago, so that made it even more like. I'm like,
damn, that's crazy. Now you doing Chicago dirty.
You really just tainted like.
and the thing was,
and we don't even
can't defend you.
We don't even move like
she
that.
does not represent Chicago.
Hell
no,
no.
sir.
Hell no. Your favorite team, not the Cubs.
We don't even move like that. So I was already disappointed at her, right?
Yeah.
Right. So she gets voted off. Not even voted off. She got like removed from the show.
She got removed from the cast.
There was a
literally.
clip, I forgot who was doing like them like little interviews, but you could hear in the back.
You could hear it.
Really?
Yeah, you can actually hear in the background. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah.
Crazy.
So she got removed off the show.
2025. Stop it.
That is just like, that's such a L.
That's an unforced error.
Unforced error. Because she was, no. Because
Unfucking forced error. You
y'all
coulda
gotta
got
understand, gang, y'all gotta understand how much this reality TV shit is. Bro, you finna, everybody that comes out that show is going to be like a idol in this pop culture shit for the next, how long? Or whoever the biggest person is could be a celebrity for the rest of their life.
We've seen it
If you move right,
Yep.
and we've seen it case by case. We've seen Jeremiah. Jeremiah got voted out early. Jeremiah has been everywhere.
Yeah.
He's been
Media
on
tour of
sponsorships.
doom.
Another
He been
person.
with Senna and Twitch, like all types.
Yeah, and then another person, a big example of this was Jalen. Jalen had came in to the island, and he had never traveled before. He got his passport just to travel there, just to get the experience for the first time. He ended up getting voted off for like a couple of days because he didn't get chosen. After that, he's just like, you know what? I'm just grateful for the experience. He had no hate. He was just like, I'm just happy to be here because he's from a small town. Yeah. So then he goes back home. All these flight companies hitting him up. Hey, free trip, sponsorships. Hey, do this.
It can change your fucking life.
Overnight.
It can change your life.
Those just examples.
Overnight.
And she got booted because she couldn't help.
She got booted
Because she couldn't help but not be stupid.
But stupid.
What the fuck are we doing?
Like
What are we
it
doing?
wasn't just stupidity by accident. It was actually like,
It was like fetish.
oh, like you're like actually like that for real. It was like a makeup thing, and she was like, yeah, they
She's
made
basically
my
saying how
eyes.
like she smiles. Well, she's saying how when she smiles, her eyes get really small. So then she used the Asian slur.
That slur. What?
What is wrong with y'all?
No. I said this to them. I said this to them. I'm a nigga that grew up a very different way and a very different person to who I am now. And never in 21 years have I described the way someone smiles
or looks
or anything like that.
That's insane,
That's
bro.
that LA
That's like
shit.
you have that.
No, that's like-
And then you
That's
put it on your
that's them-
Instagram story.
That's
You
ridiculous.
just switch.
You are fucking L.
That's like deep in you.
That's like
Just
4chan
idiot.
chat room pulled
Yeah.
from like.
That's like you're
hell,
very
like-
like, That's like, yeah, you live in LA.
You
live in
must
LA.
not, because there's a lot of Asian people in
Yeah,
LA.
exactly.
You just a bystander.
You just a bystander.
Yeah.
You just a moron. You just a fucking NPC.
Just an idiot.
Just
Oh
dumb.
my God.
So yeah, that happened. Yeah, that happened. Back
Sold
to the
the
topic.
bag.
Dating.
Yeah.
So basically, what we decided to do for y'all, and also the audience, right? What we decided to do was we decided to take some of y'all favorites, some of y'all Love Island favorites, and associate them with different traits, whether they're toxic or they're, productive, different traits of a relationship, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to compare the two, and we're going to talk about our personal experience, right?
Okay, that'd be.
Let's go through the first one.
I feel like I
right?
gotta see
You wanna
Chris
talk
Cross
about it?
apple.
Hell yeah,
Look,
gotta
first,
be like
let's get it.
back when I
together.
was a young buck.
Young lad.
Young lad. You know?
So the first one, and this is a big thing that our generation fucking sucks at, is communication. And-
Whoa!
Sucks that.
yeah.
Oh!
I think we're better.
No.
Okay, we'll get
Okay,
it.
Let's
okay,
cook,
we
let's
can
cook,
do it.
let's cook.
Let's get it.
Let's do it. We can
I
do
say,
it.
okay.
We have our pit
Okay.
bull.
I say we suck at communication.
Okay, let's hear it.
But I'm gonna get into the example
Yeah, give
of
us the
why.
example.
So now this was
They gonna hate this one.
They gonna
They
hate
gonna
me.
hate this one.
I'm done for. This was everyone's favorite couple, Shelly and Ace.
Shelly and
and Ace was like the power couple in the beginning, and now kind of. But towards like the fans, everyone
To the
loved them.
fans,
Everyone
yeah.
to see them together.
It's always been Shelly Ace, Shelly Ace, Shelly Ace.
And then later on, everyone started to not fuck with them. They started going least in the leaderboards of like couple ratings. And why that happened was we can start from the beginning. The beginning of them first, like even meeting and getting to know each other.
And this is where the communication comes through of like, we're utilizing, I'm just trying to explain it real quick. We're utilizing the couple to explain why, like the tendencies of why communication, not only in our generation is bad, but even in them. This is a reflection of our generation.
Yeah.
So going in the beginning, they were getting to know each other. They weren't coupled up because they had got picked by other people. And Ace had got picked up by Yalissa, but Yalissa got kicked off for saying the N-word. That's the girl you were saying. So she was single. Yeah. So she was single, and Shelly
White
was
Niggas just can't.
white woman.
Yeah, white woman.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course.
Niggas just can't
Like,
help
switched
themselves.
off.
You can't help
And
it.
Shelly was coupled up with
What generation y'all from?
Shelly was coupled up with a guy named Austin, and Austin, Trump supporter.
Trump supporter.
Oh, okay.
Just cannot.
off.
Just
We can't get right.
Yeah,
we can't fucking get right.
Can't get right. Switch
Y'all can't get right.
Nigga,
Fuck we.
nigga pulled
You
these
got
niggas
nothing to do.
from the chum
Yeah,
bucket.
yeah, shit to do with me.
So
Pulled
then
these
at-
niggas from the chum bucket,
My-
bro. Crazy.
from the depths of hell.
Depths of hell, nigga,
So
the
then
abyss.
after that, right, we all saw the tension between Shelly and Ace. We all saw the dynamic of that. Like, we didn't see it with Austin and Shelly, but they had to play the game because that's what Love Island is.
And
So
that
she still has to play it.
And that tension was there because of a lack of communication. We're bullshitting the entire time of the start of the show. We're bullshitting in three-way couples and all types of random bullshit because they couldn't talk to each other and say, "Hey, I like you, you like me, let's get together."
Exactly. And we see this a lot in why they couldn't even be honest with each other in the beginning and even be coupled up, because then they had a recoupling where she could have chose different and he chose different. He ended up choosing Amaya in the recoupling, and she chose Austin. And the reason why they chose different was because they honestly could not be honest with each other in the fact that they actually had feelings for each other and wanted to start it off. Ace wanted to play it cool.
Yep.
He wanted to be
That
that
power
nonchalant
dynamic.
guy of
Yeah.
like, hey, no,
Nonchalant.
you're gonna chase me.
Yep.
This dynamic is not going to be that.
Shelly's
and what
the
that
exact other
leads
way.
into of not communicating, Shelly did the exact same way, and then playing with Austin.
Shelly's worse than Ace in that regard. I think Ace's biggest issue is not even that he wants to be chased, but it's more so like I think Ace wants the
Satisfaction.
not even the satisfaction. He wants the reciprocation of like the relationship, which is valid. but also he has the whole cool guy nonchalant thing as well.
You can't play both.
You can't play both.
You can't play both.
He realizes that though halfway through and starts to stop playing both. Starts to really, you know what I'm saying, locking in, etc. Only Shelly is still on that other type of timing, still on that other type
exploring.
of exploring thing.
Another thing why I say about Ace was dead wrong is the fact of he was starting to lock in. And bro, it's obvious. You see the attraction for this person, but he wasn't honest in saying, oh, you know, I'm going to still explore new connections because she was doing the same thing. But you couldn't communicate the fact that you actually like this girl. Therefore, what that leads to is a toxic cycle. And what happened was in the recoupling, Ace decided to choose Amaya, and Amaya was a bombshell that had came in, and he chose her to, and he used the excuse of explore this new connection. Through that, what happens is, I'm sorry, Ace treated Amaya horribly, like shit.
That's not the person you want to be with.
Because that's not who you want to be with.
Communication.
That's why you gotta be honest.
That's why you
communicate that out.
Yeah.
Because that's how when we get into speaking.
Our generation does a lot of
when we get into speaking our own personal experience, that is a very easy thing to fall into that like people need to talk about a lot more. It's that when you're not fully in it, or where you're not fully on your own page with how you feel about a person, and you try to like ignore some shit or whatever and try to like get involved with a different person, you will subconsciously end up doing certain shit, especially if you're not fully fucking with them at first. It's like if you can't make yourself
trickles into so many different
like
things.
fully, you can't make yourself fully rock with something.
Even now, right? You look at their relationship now, Ace and Shelly. Fast forwarding through the thing, right? Right now, they're in a couple. They're very happy, and they're kissing, and everything's great. And everybody's like, "Oh, Shelly and Ace." And I'm like, no, this is a relationship that I can very clearly tell is built up off what? Because they haven't resolved any of the issues they were actually going through. They haven't communicated about it. They're not effective communicators together. And even then, they did a challenge the other day where they both they had to take care of a baby. And in the challenge, this nigga Ace is talking to Shelly, and they're basically like bickering, arguing. Even they said they were arguing the whole time. They're arguing, and Ace is like, no, we parent well separately, but not together.
How does that even?
So how is the relationship good? Divorce? What are we talking about? That's not something to communicate about.
That's not good.
And then she takes him on a s'mores date, and they're like, oh, it's just so. That was like, he's like, this is the nicest thing anybody's ever done for me. I'm like, nigga, you're
nigga, you gotta address that elephant, nigga.
Niggas
That's
just trying to
elephant
win.
in the hat.
Niggas just trying to win. Niggas just trying to, you know what I'm saying? There's other things in there that they're not talking about.
Yeah, you know what you got to do, because you brought up an important thing of that date and of Shelly trying to bring different things to almost to dismiss the communication and go past it like nothing happened. Give the context of why the tension even built up past my point of the beginning of how they even started dating.
Oh, with the last week?
With the heartbeat challenge.
The heartbeat challenge. So it was what we talked about last week with this heartbeat challenge, right? The heartbeat challenge happens, right? Basically, Huda pulls Ace to twerk on him, do whatever he does, or she does. And Shelly gets on Chris and is riding him and kissing all types of shit, right? They end up having a conversation after the fact, Shelly and Ace. I'm like, okay, here's that conversation. Here's that point of where they need to communicate and they need to, you know what I'm saying, see eye to eye. The conversation goes, Shelly saying, I didn't appreciate what Huda did and I think she overdid it. Ace says, nah, I agree. I'm not gonna lie, she did do a lot. But I also didn't appreciate you and how you rode Chris and did that. Shelly goes, oh my God, no, that's crazy. Ends up going to talk to Sierra, who got voted off. Talk to Sierra. Sierra's like, oh my God, no, he just threw that back in your face. That's crazy. No. That's effective communication.
Threw that back in your face.
If we're communicating boundaries.
That's childish as fuck.
If we're communicating boundaries, and this is something that our generation, I will say, does not do well. If we're communicating boundaries, it's not a one-sided thing.
Put some respect on my name.
Like, what are we talking about?
I was saying, when you brought up the situation to me, I thought about it. I was like, okay, let me show the perspective where someone like Shelly or someone like Sierra is like right. Is, let's say you and your partner had a day or something, and something happened like earlier in the day that y'all haven't talked about, right? And then like say my girl comes to me and is like, hey, I didn't fuck with how you did this, X, Y, Z, da, right?
And you immediately...
The throwing it back in the face is like, well, nah, because remember...
Or I only did that
I only did that because you did this.
Yes.
Or you remember the other day, you did that, and I didn't say
nothing.
Okay. That's where it's bad. That's where it's gaslighting, manipulative, you throwing it back in the face. Cool. If we're on a TV show doing a challenge where the goal is to get people's heart rates up, by making contact with them, by kissing them, by twerking on them, by grinding on them. And then I get pulled for someone to dance on me, and you pull a nigga twice to dance on him and do XYZ, and we're getting filmed on a TV show, and you want to set boundaries after that fact. What do I do? Do I bring this up 10 minutes later?
What do you do? And then?
Or do I like talk about it now because we both are talking about us doing the same action or like similar actions in an event that we just had?
The
that
right
is
thing,
not like a we spent.
They're not
right
even closed off.
Right.
No, and when you open that box, sorry, when you open that box, there is no line. There is no, bro. When you're jumping on a nigga twice, you kissing him, you got Ace kissing everyone. There is no line to be bothered because at that point y'all have went past what a relationship is.
That's like you trying to plant your flag in quicksand.
Yeah, real.
Damn.
Don't come
real spill.
This shit's already going. This shit's already going, and like you're like
now you're
it's
trying
probably
to
harder to set a boundary in that regard, especially if y'all still want to maintain this openness, seeing other people. I don't see how
you can have that.
Yeah.
You
The
can't have
adult
both.
thing to do would be before the challenge start. Hey, I know there's gonna be this heartbeat challenge where everybody doing some weird
And
shit.
that happened, AB. That literally happened with Nick and Sierra.
And
because
they
was
established
like,
that.
Hey, Elan. They was like Elan, and he was like, no, I don't want you doing too much on Elan. And she was like, okay. And she was like, well, I don't want you doing too much on what's it called. And they danced on each other.
Perfect boundary.
Okay, and you wanna know why? You wanna know why? Because Sierra, which I don't like, Sierra never kept it nonchalant or tried to play it cool. She was very adamant
open.
of like, you know what? I really fuck with you, Nick.
Even
I
more
really
than
fuck
Nick.
with you.
Even more than Nick. Yeah.
Because
Communication.
we'll get into that, nigga.
Yeah, that's
but
crazy.
the fact of keeping it actually and being honest with yourself,
Yep.
bro.
Yeah.
Stop bullshitting
So what do y'all
yourself
think?
into people.
So what do y'all think in terms of communication? Are we, as a generation, better at communicating?
I think it's easy to say that it's bad because it's different. But like our tools that we have for communication is so much. We have the problems, but I think we have probably like similar problems as older generations, just like manifest through like social media and shit. I think places like Love Island showcase all of that, like hyper, like in the worst, like it's a lot of the worst elements of it because clicks, ratings, and shit. But when it comes to us as a generation, it's hard to tell. It's hard to know fully.
Just off your personal experience.
From what I've seen, I feel like it's so much harder at times to set boundaries and have that healthy communication because of shows like Love Island and how we like the relationship dynamic now has changed from like me and a person or me and maybe the people around me know about what's going on to like now a lot of shit's on social media. So you form what you're expecting in a relationship before you even
based
get
off
into
social
one.
media. Yep.
So when you're seeing shit like that, and at least in my thing, I remember I had a bunch of ideals that I thought about a relationship, like, oh, you can never do XYZ, or I wouldn't want to try this, or if my partner like this, and I'm just not going. And those things get shifted.
Yeah.
That's where the negative part about our generation is because you set all those things based on what other people have shown you, and it kind of
Instead
clouds
of
your
experiencing
judgment when
that shit.
you get into it. Yeah, because like you might not think that it's the coolest thing in the world to be like, hey, I like you. Let's not do too much right now. You might think that that's weird. You don't want to admit the feel. But then if you don't,
You got to really think about it. You got to really think about it.
you get done crazy.
There's a lot of people. I would say the exact. I completely agree, right? And I would say you got to really think about it, bro. There's a lot of these videos and things that you watch, and it'll say your girl out there getting her shit blown out as we speak. It is a 12-year-old that just made that caption. He's never touched a woman. He's never. It's a 12-year-old. You sitting there tripping. You done started a whole argument with your girl because you done sent it to your girl saying, "What are you doing?" Now you in a back and forth big ass argument over a 12-year-old trying to get clicks.
Over that.
That's the effect of social media.
Dead
Real
ass.
shit.
It's I think with it, right? I said it sucks. I think it's a yes and no in a sense of I think we do communicate better because of just more resources.
Yeah, I think we're more open to the actual.
but we still have
Exactly.
our problems.
Yeah, and I think the big problem is like you said, like it is too much resources. It's too much expectations that aren't realistic when you're dealing with humans. And I think overall the concept we have so much like talking
media is
stages.
fake.
It's fake.
Fake.
We have so
Yeah,
much
bro.
talking stages. I think that talking stages is like literally only formed of lack of communication. That's the only reason, in my opinion, why I think talking stages is such as big as it is. Because you cannot be honest about how you feel, so you keep it P the whole time.
That's real.
I feel like I feel like that's true in the way that most talking stages end. I feel like it's very common in our generation to have like a talking stage start and then just kind of like not go anywhere or just fall off or whatever. Because of that like lack of communication. It's very rare for it to get to the step sometimes where it's like, all right, are we doing this relationship thing? Like, are we seeing each other XYZ? There are a lot of people who you'll talk for a few days or something, and then it won't be getting XYZ, and it might not be comfortable enough to like overtly try to set some like, all right, we're here or we're not. So we just
and then like
I leave a lot of things unsaid.
You said mine is the worst fucking
It's the
thing.
worst
in
thing.
the
You
world.
said a big
goddamn
thing
thing.
with the text. Nigga, you don't get that text back for 2 days. So you know what? Let me match it and do another day.
You said.
And now y'all going back and forth where you can just say
in mind games.
Mind games. Because you want to, like Shelly and Ace did.
Yes.
You want to make a power dynamic because you don't want to be seen as the nigga
There
you
it
don't
is.
reject.
You don't want to.
That's what it is.
You don't want to be rejected.
You don't wanna be rejected.
And that gets us into the next thing, which is vulnerability. You can utilize being vulnerable, right? And we talk about a lot of people. The person that we gave vulnerability to on the show is Amaya. Amaya is this. Hear someone say it one more time. She wears her heart on her sleeve. Like, I get it. You feel me? But Amaya wears her heart on her sleeve, and that's what she always says, right? And being vulnerable in that aspect is a very good thing, right? But also it's that, right? With that vulnerability comes so many other different feelings, especially now in our generation of this like this goofy culture. You feel me? Like you don't want to look like the goofy. You don't want to look like the butt of the joke. You don't want to be the person on social media. So you putting up walls or you're creating a facade or you don't want to be vulnerable.
or
right?
you don't even engage in a genuine manner because you want to be nonchalant.
You want to be nonchalant. You want to be that thing, right? And I think I want to talk about the vulnerability in 2 different points, though, right? How it can benefit and how it could also hinder, right, and harm, right? I think what Amaya's vulnerability allows her to be is the most genuine person on the entire fucking show, hands down, hands down. But what it also allows, right, is hurt. True to her, right? The hurt, right, of just being hurt. She gets hurt all the fucking time. But I think also in a way she utilizes that, and she did utilize that in one of her biggest things, which I thought was kind of shitty, utilizing that vulnerability to still win this game show. It's a game show. And that brings us into the conversation.
Capitalism.
That brings
Capitalism.
That brings us
sound like the commentator.
Capitalism. And that brings us into those underlying motivations of why you're doing certain things.
Yeah, I was gonna say
happens a lot.
Oh my!
That's talked about a lot in our generation. Oh, she's a gold digger. Oh,
I was gonna say
those underlying things.
That vulnerability, right, is something that is obviously women have the conversation. I can't speak specifically from the perspective of a woman, obviously. Niggas though. Fucking vulnerability is our #1 pitfall. God, because and I feel like that's one of those things where it's like you said, it sucks in a situation like her because like she can utilize it to win the game show because niggas bread in the day as well as capitalism, profit incentive. But
and I'm gonna explain it because I know a lot of people are screaming at the screen. How did she do it? I'm gonna explain it. I got you.
But the profit, the other like motivations underneath it can be other things that you're feeling. Like for example, as a nigga, it's so hard to be vulnerable at times because there's a lot of aspects of masculinity. You people get so angry when someone says toxic masculinity as though they're saying like men in and of themselves are just toxic. No, that's the shit that'll stop you from being vulnerable because you are doing anything to avoid that hurt. Now, I get it if you're on a game show at times, right? Like I don't want to go to every interaction on this game show where I'm probably not going to find my actual girlfriend, like trying to be super forward, super open to get hurt. Cool, I can understand like putting up walls to a certain extent. However, when you do that too much, that's how you get the nonchalant niggas.
Yeah.
That's how you get the niggas who feel subconsciously that it's actually bad for them to express anything, like their feelings when it comes to XYZ, just because they don't want to get hurt.
And those
and I'm like,
those be the niggas that are terrible communicators.
Those be the niggas that are terrible communicators, and those be the niggas who get hurt anyway.
And you know what it is?
And quicker because you don't know.
Bro, I've talked.
Say
it again.
What you just said is just a little quick thing.
No,
what you just said is most of the men on that cast.
Yeah.
Most of the men on
Definitely,
that
cast.
for sure.
saying.
I think the reason why people are so drawn to this season of Love Island is because there's a lot of men and women. The men on this cast and the people on this cast are a lot of men and women in real fucking life.
Yeah.
From my personal experience of like dating online and shit like that, bro. I'm like,
Bro.
y'all. I'm like, y'all are nuts. Because it's like, it's that same thing he was just saying about the vulnerability. Like, I understand holding up walls and certain things, but also like, it's to the point at this point where it's like, bro, I can't even, the reason why I don't give a fuck to even like, I'm not gonna overtly put myself out there and really be trying to be with everybody is because I can't even figure out enough about you before I'm like bored as fuck. Because you're playing this back and forth cat and mouse game. And I'm not even in a position to chase. On Love Island, it's very different because you're in the, you have to chase. The purpose of the show is
you have to talk, nigga. You gotta do that.
In real life, that's not even, I'm not in a position to chase nobody. What the fuck are we talking about?
Right.
It's insufferable.
From my experience online, one of the this is why I feel like I got to be an old soul, because I'm actually pretty confident in my abilities when it comes to just having conversations with people, but even like talking to girls and stuff. If I'm in person, if I can just like form a natural conversation, it's harder to do at times because like, damn, you gotta walk up to somebody. But like, even if you find yourself in that scenario, I feel like I can operate much better in that. When you're online, when you're like DMs, because this culture and because our culture is also very fast moving, everybody's doing like all types of shit, everyone's attention is everywhere, and you have that combination of not knowing how to be vulnerable or not thinking you can be vulnerable. And even it's very understanding for a lot of women too, because there are a lot of weird ass niggas. Issue is like, if I want to find out things about you so that the conversation can be fruitful, we got to be on like some sort of common agreement that I'm gonna text you, you gonna text back, we gonna have a decent conversation, see where it goes. If
especially
it dies,
through a phone.
Because through a phone, because I know nothing
like,
about
I
you as opposed to
understand
in
the
person.
chase. I'm the type of nigga, I fuck with the chase. I like the chase. Through a phone, on Jesus, I'm not.
If niggas can't answer a significant question about yourself,
what are we doing?
put the phone down.
Put the phone down. That goes into the negative thing of our
fucking phone
generation,
down,
of social media.
Like,
we have
shit.
too much access in
Yeah.
a sense of, you don't almost see that person as human, or you don't value that experience because you realize, oh, I can just go to the next one because it's that much access. And then you said a big thing is, we're a very fast-paced generation. No one has the patience with this shit at all. So going into the next thing of our generation of just not having patience at all, and you
not
don't
being
value those
understanding in a human.
That's actually
Not
very
being-
true. Human empathy.
I was going to say, not
Oh
being
my goodness.
understanding, not having patience, and not understanding the human experience. Like, you would think humans should be able to understand.
I've had a golden rule that I came up with maybe like a couple years ago. If you have to tell somebody, well, just look at it from my perspective, they don't fucking care. They don't give a fuck.
That's a real
They don't give a fuck.
motherfucker.
Like, bro,
I shouldn't have to.
That's
tell you
step
to
one
get it,
of
bro.
understanding and decoding the things that you're saying to me.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, where could they be coming from with this? There are some people who will sit there and be oblivious, as though like, and patience running thin, as though like understanding where someone could be making this argument from is a foreign concept.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say about being patient?
So not having patience.
Who do we say
We
patience
put
was?
Nick.
Yeah.
Nick
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Nick's patience is in a different form of just like lust.
It is. It's with lust, but it also goes with the abusing the fact that you do have that access, in the sense of, I feel like with Nick there was a lot of good.
Nick had a lot of
Nick had a lot of
Nick
opportunities.
has had a lot of opportunities.
You think he's a gooner, nigga.
Niggas started using the access. You got nigga gooner.
Nick.
Yeah, no, Nick has had a lot of opportunity to be in a very closed off relationship, and he got there, and then she's racist. What a fucking bitch.
And what a pick. And you want to know why? Because let's start off from the beginning. He had a girl named Bella to first start off. And Nick he already introduced himself as loving the chase. He was an adventurous type of person. So I already knew, I know the type of nigga you are. I'm not going to say it on this pod, but I know what you are. We know what you are. So he had Bella. And Bella was a Christian woman. She was not like trying to kiss She was not trying to, do all the things and challenges that most people were doing. And Nick found
Love
that
Island
a
is
problem.
crazy.
Yeah, and Nick found it a problem in the sense of like he wanted that sex appeal. And then the bombshell came, Sierra, the one he ended up eventually getting coupled up with, the racist.
Yeah.
So then it was between Bella and Sierra. And mind you, Bella was cool. There was really nothing wrong. Bella was not causing any problems. Bella just wasn't like down for all the shit other people was going for. She wasn't comfortable. So then
Most people, I think.
he was he was in a love triangle. He was going back and forth from the two girls, but he was mainly on Sierra because Sierra had that sex appeal because she came in on timing. So then after Bella gets in a challenge, she starts opening up and she starts kissing and she starts doing all types of shit. And he's like, oh my God.
No.
He's like, now I actually don't know what to do. He's like, fuck. My God. So then it gets into a situation now. Then he picks Sierra over Bella. She ends up going home. Then, the racist. Then
I want to keep at it.
We're shooting like 30% on racist people in this
30%.
cast.
Yeah. So then
real.
new bombshell comes on. He starts talking to her, exploring a new connection. Him and Sierra start getting deeper in. They have sex on the show. Do you know when they had sex the next morning, this nigga looks dead in this girl's eyes after she was talking about locking it up and said he wanted to keep exploring new connections.
Let's talk about patience. When is the time? When is the time for sex in a new relationship?
Oh,
New relationship, I'd say
I don't have a.
I don't really feel like there's a time limit.
Yeah.
But I'll just say whenever Shorty's ready to do it.
I don't think that there's a time
Written.
limit. I think whenever y'all feel and like it happens.
If that
But
connection is strong and y'all want to do that shit.
I feel like it'll happen just inevitably if the connection, like you said, is strong. But I don't think that should be the first thing that the connection's built off of.
Yeah. Okay.
W.
So
I
no
don't-
one night stand for J. William J.
Not for me in particular, I don't think. Do what you must.
You must.
But I don't think me in particular, but like even in, like if I was trying to start a relationship with a person, I want to like know you and be comfortable with you, and then the sex happens when it happens. I don't believe in like 90 days.
Yeah, the 90
Yeah,
days.
no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think there should
I
be
like
like.
bullshitting.
There
I think
should
if
not-
it feels, then it feels, and you all be comfortable with each other.
There should not be like a superficial like restriction in terms of like 90 days. I think you genuinely do it when y'all both just feel safe.
And you know what that 90-day, 120-day shit does? It's like, okay, I'm gonna wait the 190 days.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get what I want and then dip. That's what
you
most
kind
of
of
these niggas do.
bastardize like the part about like liking the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was like you holding some shit. It's like you're holding.
Yeah, you
like,
dangling some shit in front of you.
Yeah, like the
them.
it's like I feel like that kind of and you already know there are niggas who no matter how long you wait will automatically want to be like, all right, I'm finna just get.
I think that's a red flag
Dip.
in
But
general.
that I feel
That's
like
a red flag, bro.
you kind of incentivize it in a weird way, and even if they aren't a person who's just gonna get it and then like dip. That is kind of like weird, at least in my opinion, holding like a thing like that over your partner, unless there's just like I think that's again a thing you can communicate out. If you have that thing and that makes me uncomfortable, then like let's not
Yeah.
do something like go do your thing. Everyone to each their own, but that's not for me. I don't think there's a concrete time limit.
I think a lot of people on social media were talking about the fact that like women view sex as very different than how men view sex, right? And how with Sierra and Nick, like that was very prevalent, like immediately they had sex, and Sierra was like, I'm head over heels for this nigga. Like I want to be closed off, I'm ready. Yeah. And Nick was like, oh, I want to view my options. I think this, you know what I mean?
So Nick is the nigga that
he's
like,
a whore.
Yeah,
I think
he looks at it like a stick and move type.
I think that's why
Stick and
move is great. I think for me that's why I don't essentialize things anymore. Part of the common wisdom that you get when you learn how like gender dynamics work. It's usually men this, women this, by and large cool. There's variations because a woman will start OnlyFans and then women are whores apparently, and then a nigga like Nick does what he does and it's like
he's a
men
fine
and
gentleman.
Men and women view sex very differently. It's true sometimes. It's also not true. There are some niggas who just be going like Nick or like your whatever woman you want to dog on today for being a whore. Like, I feel like when we essentialize it, I feel like essentializing it is kind of an attempt by men most times to make like bullshit behavior okay. Where it'll be like, I don't think, not in this case. Not in this case.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying, maybe not in this case. I don't know.
I was going to say, I should explain context. But it was basically people were just saying like Nick was in the wrong for it. It wasn't like they were saying he was right. For
No. Yeah.
viewing it different. He was saying like, no, he's an
I was gonna
asshole.
say, usually what you see is, and from red pill type niggas where they try to be like, yeah, I could fuck anyone, but my girl gotta stay at home. They'll try to like, they'll use that,
bro.
They'll use that justification of men and women view sex very differently.
Yeah,
and that's why.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, I should have said more context.
Yeah.
Red pill niggas do say that.
Yeah.
The
Good
context
God,
of
man.
like,
They
why,
definitely do.
why that shit with Nick doing all those things to those girls is important is in a sense of like, sure, men and women can view sex differently, but I also think you should have the maturity to, if you open that box of having sex, you should have the respect.
I think it starts with that communication. And it also, like you said, you should have the respect to understand, okay, we're on a fucking game show.
Yeah.
If I'm on a game show and I've built a connection with a girl to the point where I'm like having sex with her,
Nigga,
on
we
the
in
game
it to
show,
the end. Fuck it.
You feel me?
At the
it.
minimum,
You
if
there.
y'all don't work out after, then like cool. But at the end of the day, you went to this game show. You did complete the objective. You found somebody who you might be able to lock in with, and you're sleeping with them. I think it's crazy the very next day to be like,
Hey, let me explore some more. What?
That's a little nuts.
That's crazy.
And that's
No.
because now you sleeping right next to the other niggas. Now you're gonna try to go fuck someone else.
That's the
That's
problem.
just
Now
diabolical
you-
behavior.
And niggas is Nick in the land, you're bullshit.
You're-
Like y'all actually don't want her best interest. Like you not looking out
Alandria
for
does
her.
not like that,
man.
Oh gee.
People just say that because they just look good together. People
Yeah.
it's that parasocial shit,
Yeah,
which
parasocial
you have to
shit.
be because
And
it's a reality
Yep,
show.
and it comes back to capoism because I'm so happy that we're able to have this conversation and break down the things that we see within people on like the show, because there are younger people who watch Love Island and they're like, oh well, this is exactly how, or like they will take shit actually genuinely from that.
All of these people
Don't
are
take
fucked.
that.
Please.
Yeah, don't
All of the
not
people
take
on Love
that
Island are
shit, bro.
fucked. Like
take
actually,
these people by
please.
example.
Please. And so
You
if you're gonna
dominant. Let me dominant.
You like being dominant.
You dominant.
You dominant.
You dominant.
Dominant.
What the fuck are you talking?
Help!
Like me, please don't touch me.
Help!
Move.
Like
No.
I'm like, bro, what are you?
Man, these people cannot. We talk a lot about role models, and we're humans too, so we're flawed. But like, at least we not those niggas.
Right.
We're perfect.
Get your men.
Perfect
He said we're
We're not flawed. We're
Alan's
perfect.
about to be on the news blogs tomorrow.
Nigga, my life's going to be ruined tomorrow.
Tomorrow, perfect.
Alan said what about? Thank you for watching this long. If you haven't already, subscribe. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You think we just sitting here doing it for nothing?
You think you're gonna sit here and not do
need
shit?
to
Like, hear this shit.
I know you're not subscribed. Click it.
Cool.